Good evening, everybody. This is your host, Folk, and welcome back to another episode of the Channel 256 News, brought to you by Bitcoin Mining World. Today is October 22nd. Bitcoin currently hovering just under $108,000 at $107,906. Just continuing to range throughout this place that we've been talking about over the past week since last week's liquidation. Looking okay. Not last week's liquidation, excuse me. 11 days ago's liquidation. Things are looking so, I guess. I mean, I don't really know what to say. The only thing that could save us right now is some tweet from the Orange Man about a China trade deal or something along those lines, or at least of that magnitude. I still do think we'll get some sort of retrace out of there, but like I've been saying over the last, I don't know, week and a half, 2 weeks now, that is probably when I plan on taking about 20-25% profit. Only taking 20-25% profit because I'm praying that I am wrong. However, I do have some debts that I do want to pay off, and that range would allow me to sell it. I could be left wrong-footed at that mark, and maybe we don't see that retracement. But if we don't, I mean, I can still cover it. It's a very small debt, and honestly, if it doesn't get covered, it's not that big of a deal. Just trying to pay off a couple car loans. But looking over the Bitcoin net hash rate, just right over one zettahash at this moment, kind of just ranging over here as well, topping off that 1.4, dropping off close to that 950 on the exahash range. I mean, nothing too crazy to talk about over here. Doesn't look like too many people are plugging in or unplugging necessarily. I think these types of dips that you're seeing right here, I'm sure we'll see another dip up to the upside over the next couple days, just as it's more than likely large players curtailing, selling some power back to the energy markets to try and mitigate some of the rises in electricity prices. Over here, looking at the price per petahash, however, not looking so hot. Yesterday, popping a little bit above $48.50. Now back down to $46.22. I mean, ideally, you're wanting that $50 per petahash range. I know those $4, $3.50 doesn't seem like a lot, but when you're talking exahash, it means quite a bit on a daily level. I mean, say if you've got one exahash, right? You're making $3,500 less a day that you would be. I mean, over the course of a year, that's close to $1 million, if not slightly over it, doing some quick maths. I mean, we saw the same things over in traditional finance that we did over in the crypto market today, in case you guys aren't checking in over there. But the Dow Jones down about 0.7%, NASDAQ down 0.9%, the S&P down 0.5%, and of course, the most volatile of them all, the Russell. Looking over the 1 year, that don't look too bad. But on the daily, down 1.45%, taking a little bit of a correction. This week's been pretty crazy over there on the Russell, opening up on Thursday of last week at 25.23, dropping in, closing on Friday at the like 24.50, 24.60 range. Really not crazy down from where we closed off on Friday. Hopefully we can see some sort of recovery back above the $2,500 range. This is our most bullish indicator we have right now, besides the Bitcoin dominance dropping, if we want to see any type of expansion coming out of the crypto asset class this cycle. Really hoping we do get another little move, but just so you guys know, this has been taking up almost all of my time staring at charts. I don't go too chart heavy on these videos specifically, but we make things work. We make things work, right? Over here from Bitcoin Magazine, we've got Bitcoin on a prepaid card. Moon Inc. raises $8.8 million to make it happen in Asia. Kind of a cool story from Moon Inc. They've raised $8.8 million to launch the Bitcoin prepaid card in Thailand and South Korea, with plans to expand across Asia. The company, a leader in prepaid connectivity and digital asset solutions, confirmed the successful Hong Kong $65.5 million fundraising earlier today. The round was supported by a consortium of Bitcoin miners and investors through the issuance of new shares and convertible notes, according to a note shared with Bitcoin Magazine. Quote, the successful completion of this private placement marks another critical milestone in Moon Inc.'s growth, and we are grateful for the confidence of our new and existing investors have shown in our long-term vision. Overall, I think the idea of this is super cool. This is something that you can give to your grandparents. This is something you can give to your children. I mean, I would imagine, I don't think there's an expiration date on it at least, but this allows people to have to give them Bitcoin in a form of currency that they're familiar with, which is a plastic card. It's sad to say, but it gets people's foot in the door. So overall, I think it's an overall good thing for the Bitcoin industry. Over here from the block, we've got Total Land Rush. Bitcoin, Solana lead the way with over 150 crypto ETF filings awaiting review. These are not just all ETFs, these are ETPs. ETF falls under the ETP. ETP is exchange traded product, ETF is exchange traded fund, and ETF just falls under the wide array, which is an ETP. So there are 155 cryptocurrency based ETP filings tracking 35 different digital assets, according to Bloomberg. As of October 20th, the exchange traded falls 35 different digital assets, according to Bloomberg. Leading the list are Solana and Bitcoin based proposals at 23 each, followed by XRP, surprisingly, at 20 and Ethereum at 16. This is huge adoption for the crypto industry. I mean, I know most of us aren't paying attention to any of these shit coins, and it's kind of crazy that Solana has just as many filings ready as Bitcoin does. But seeing these top 3, top 5 coins, it's huge for adoption in the general crypto space. Even if you are a Bitcoin maxi, you want to see the space being legitimized. You can't just push for Bitcoin being the one true solution when suits are looking at it, and they're looking at like strictly specs on how Bitcoin's operating, how fast are transaction times, how much is it per Bitcoin transaction. We all understand, like with Bitcoin, there's a finite amount. The consensus method is proven and unbreachable at this point. I mean, anytime we get close to some sort of 51% attack, remotely close to it, people start moving their hash rate to other pools to better help decentralize it. And given that could change in the future, there's a reason why Bitcoin is still the number one cryptocurrency in forms of market cap 15 years later. It does make a difference. Article from the Miner Mag, we've got Hive raises 2026 targets to 35 exahash. Huge. That would be, I mean, right now, looking at the current net hash rate, that would be about 3.5% of the total hash rate. That is insane. We were just talking about a 51% attack. I mean, they're not close, so to speak, but they've definitely got some stomping grounds that they're a part of. I mean, the expansion will boost Hive's total renewable capacity to around 400 megawatts. I mean, that is insane. That's a new 100 megawatt site that would upgrade it to that 35 exahash range. Absolutely nuts. We got over here from the block. This one's kind of crazy. Another crazy thing from Canada. I'm sure some of you, maybe at least a few of you guys, live over there. I know they have crazy types of taxes and fees on all sorts of emissions, power use, how much you're polluting. But British Columbia seeks permanent ban on new crypto mining projects. This is a huge hit for the industry. I don't know why they're so anti it when Bitcoin mines are literally just giant batteries. But if you're living over there, why don't you move out to the south where Bitcoin mining is accepted and wanted? This is going to be a short update, guys. I know we've been hitting them with some short ones recently, mainly because there's no crazy Bitcoin mining news as of lately, besides all the major pubcos switching over to HPC. But we'll go ahead and end off tonight with our daily refresh to see how much Bitcoin's moved since we started the video. Hitting it with a quick refresh, down about $6, $7, $8, $9. So nothing too crazy on the moves right now. We are just range bound. I mean, if you want to look at the monthly right here, we're just going to keep teeter-tottering within this range until we either break to the upside or to the downside. As time goes on, I'm thinking we're looking more and more like 21, sadly. You don't believe me? Everybody's screaming Q4. Check out the Blockchain Backer. Great chart analyst. Give a quick little shout out there. But we really are looking like we may be headed for a bear. Something to look out for, guys. Once again, not financial advice, of course. Make your own decisions. I'm just a loser on the internet like yourself. But if you did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new to the channel, and hit that noti bell so you always be notified when we're uploading new content and going live. Thank you guys so much for tuning in once again, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.